Hello and welcome back to Pattern Making with Let Morris. We had to cut and we're back just to finish off the yoke where we placed on the fold. We've put the pleats in, we've folded out on them, and then we've now added the seam allowance along the armhole, along the shoulder and round the neck. So now this is your yoke pattern piece. We opened out and we've put the grain line on, and that is your yoke piece. So we're just going to go on now to create the other two pieces, and which is the center section of it and this side bit. We do not want that dart in there, so we're going to get rid of this. So I've pre-done the front, and this is it. This is the front bit that we've done. We've done the front bit, and we've marked around. We've marked it around, and we marked it around, and we have now, sorry about that, somebody's just shut the door. Sorry. We've marked it around, and we've added the seam allowance on it in centimetre across the shoulder, not the shoulder, the yoke line, which is that one there, and a centimetre around the panel seam and down there. So that is what the pattern piece look like. There we go. So that is that piece there. That is your centerpiece. You're going to cut one of those. That's your grain line down there, and that is the center front. So that is this section here that we've traced off, and we've added the seam allowance. So that is your front, and then the side section we've traced it off, which I have done here. This is it. I've traced off along there, around there, put the dart in along this side of the dart, along there. And I've put the grain line on, and so now this is that piece. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to slash up on either a line, either that line or that line. I'm going to choose the top one, and as I slash on that line, I'm going to close it out, and then I'm going to now create this side section. So I'm going to cut on that line to there, not all the way through, and I'm going to place it on another sheet of paper, and I'm going to draw a straight line where I'm going to put that grain line on it like that, and I'm going to place that grain line on there like that. Make sure it's touching on there. Make sure you secure that down again, and then I'm going to, where I've slashed it, I'm going to close it over to that line, so I don't want that dart. So as I close it, it's actually going into this seam here that we've got. So once I've done that, I'm going to secure that so that it doesn't move about. Close it where it's where I folded it over, or closed it rather. Make sure that's the grain, that's on the grain line, and I've closed it out there, and that's where it's at. And then once I've got that, I'm going to mark around that pattern piece, creating the new pattern that I want to complete or to go with this style that I'm doing. So that is the side section. I'm going to put in my waist notch there, and I'll follow the shape all the way around here, and I'm going to come up there, and I'm going to put that dart, that balance mark in for the waist on that side. I'm going to put one here for the dart position where it finishes. No dart's going to be in there, and I've got my grain line, so I can take that away. Once I've marked that off, this is now my grain line, and all I have to do now is to add my seam allowance and then check it before I cut out to make sure it all fits onto the other center front bit. So it's a centimetre along here, centimetre around the armhole. So just mark on your centimetre seam, and we want a centimetre down these sections here. We follow it all the way down the waist, and then we're going to come back out along this section here, and we just connect up the lines. And you can use your curve again just to get some nice lines in there, and your straight ruler to mark the lines on. And we're going to follow this shape round here, the bottom, because it's not a straight line, to get a centimetre seam around there. And that again, you can use your French curve or your curve, your pattern master, if you've got one of these, and you can just shape the shape that you've got on the bottom, so you get a nice shape, because it's not a dead straight shape, it's slightly shaped like that, and you follow that round, and then you just come up the side with your centimetre, follow that up along there. So you know, you can measure it, use your ruler, but if you're good at measurements, you can just mark it on, you know, like that. Follow that round and round. So that is your shape. And then just connect up the line there, and then you can write on there side, front, and how many of these we're going to cut 2, because we want 2 of those. And then we just check to make sure that that center front piece match onto here like that, that matches that notch spot on, that matches that notch at the waist, and it matches the bottom like that. So that piece fits into there like that. And this is your yoke piece. After you've taken your tucks, put them in, that should fit back onto the front like that. So that is your front section done. So that completes that top half of the front of the actual dress. So in the other video you will see how we develop the skirt for the front. So that is how we create the front body for this beautiful dress. So we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and go on to the sleeve. So I hope you can follow me and follow it as we go through. Don't forget to share, to comment, and to subscribe. Thank you.